All right, so we are out at the woods this morning. It's about 43 degrees, so some nice weather. It's supposed to get up to, I think, mid-60s today. So the way I think I'm gonna plan the work for today is I'm gonna get the chainsaw work done first, and then I want to bring home the rotary cutter. So I'm gonna do all the grass for the last time this year. But I'm going to do that in the afternoon once it gets warmer and try to get the heavy lifting, heavy work stuff done now while the weather's still cool so you don't get all sweat wet. So the plan is just really to do a bunch of cutting. I got some pine stuff here. That pine I think I'm just going to cut up into firewood today. And whatever else is kind of laying around here, try to get this cleaned up. I don't know, I just did a little walk through just to kind of see what's in the woods here too, and I don't know, I guess I didn't realize how much oak is actually in here. It's a lot of it's oak. For some reason I thought that most of this was pine in here. I don't know, maybe that was just early on there was a lot of pine, but now it just seems like there's a ton of oak here. So, and I've looked at these three, and I don't know if I had these set as logs that I wanted to saw up, but they're not as nice as I thought they were. And over on the pile, I actually have two over there that are on top that look really nice. I don't know what the length on those are, but they would work good for sawing them up on the sawmill. So, and then back in here too, this was still a mess from earlier in the spring, so we'll see how much I can get done here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm all going to end up videoing, but this is kind of like the before. So, and I don't know where I'm going with all of it right now either. Might just saw it up and stack it for now and then move it again later. So I'm going to get the saw fired up and get going here. Alright, so we got the winch set up here. I could maybe get in there and maybe try to chain it out, but we got the winch, so we're going to try it. So I got it hooked up here. Hopefully we can pull it on this side of the stump. It looks like it's a pretty long piece here, but I don't know, I'm starting to work on this. I kind of jumped all over the place. I'm like, there's just so much stuff, I don't know where to start. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna work on this, try to get this area cleaned up. So let's try winching this out, and hopefully that goes well. Alright, so that went okay. It was pretty simple actually. So we just got it chained there and kind of pulled it out. Looked like it was going to dig in there for a second, then it kind of popped off. So that's good. So we get that out of the way, then we can get in here with the forks and maybe throw some of the smaller stuff on. That one there is still hung up. That back there is a nice candidate for that as well. It's not very heavy, but it's easier to pull that cable out than it is to try to back the tractor through here and chain it. And if you pull out a super long log chain, well, then you gotta pull it back in and, you know, kind of store it again, where the winch does it for you. It just automatically stores it. So yeah, this is going pretty well. There's a little pine in there yet too. All right, so I think, I don't know, I mean, we could make firewood out of that. I might just take that and dump that on the spoils pile. I'm not sure that it's worth messing around with. Oh, looks like I got a cut in there already. Yeah, I think we'll just, if we can, we'll see if we can lift it up with the 3-point and just drag it out of here. Alright, so this little pine here, I know it doesn't look like much, but I tried pulling it by hand, and that's too much effort for the machines we have out here, and the equipment, I guess, or combination of the two. That there, if you can see that in there, that's a pine that got pushed over, so the root ball is still there. What I kind of like to try is hooking it at this end, just trying to pull the thing out, just to kind of see how much effort that's gonna cause. This one here, I think I'm gonna leave up until I get that out. So my thought was chain that, pull that one off, so I kind of use that as a ramp to get around this, and then I could tackle this one. This one will probably have to be cut off yet. I don't think the winch is gonna pull that off. It looks like it's pretty tight yet. And it's got all this weight from this one. So we can pull that out. There's another one in there, that's a small one. But a lot of this stuff is branchy stuff that I should cut up into firewood. So it's been a slow go. The pine, that's not worth anything. We'll cut that into a couple pieces and just throw it on the spoils pile. But this pine here, I'd like to see how much effort that would, especially pulling from this end. If I was pulling from the other end, it'd pull it right out of the ground. I know that for a fact. But so I don't know. I'll have to see. I gotta get this small pine out of here. Let me mess with the small pine over here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to tackle that pine that's still in the ground. A couple things to note. I've been setting the parking brake on the tractor as well, you know, as well as having the blade down or whatever in the back. I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm thinking, well, it must not a horrible idea to have the parking brake set as well. All the stuff we've kind of pulled up to this point has been pretty simple, pretty small. So, and I've been running the tractor at idle. I will not run it more than idle because I just feel like the winch has more capacity than what the tractor can handle. So I'm not running it any faster than what it needs to be. So I just run it at idle. I don't run it anywhere near the 540. That would be ridiculously fast, and it gives you a small window for any type of mistakes, because you could flip your tractor over pretty quickly if, you know, you are pulling a log and it hits a stump or something. That winch is going to pull this tractor right over on itself. So, all right, let's hop to it here. So we got that pulled out. I believe that's an oak of some sort. I don't know what. It's kind of an ugly piece. Probably cut that into firewood. The pine ended up pulling along with it, and I don't know if you could see it in the video or not, but the way the tractor was, it was kind of pulling up on the side just because we had an angle going on. You can see the tractor was parked here, and we're pulling this from the side. You always want the load to be as straight in line as possible. But I kind of figured it wasn't too much. We could pull it to a point where the tractor would level out again. So basically all we got left in this area now is going to be some brush. So the next time we have the family along, I'll put them to work and I can saw it into manageable pieces, load it on the pallet forks and haul it away. And then we should be in pretty good shape. I don't know, just looking at some of this other stuff here, I'm not sure that any of that's going to have to come down. So that's good. Slowly getting there. I'd like to get this, like I said, done so in the spring we could break ground here and get a garage going, but you never know. I got a little brush pile started here, and then I just have little random piles of firewood all over. So some of it wet, some of it dry. So the other one that we got to take down yet is this oak right here. But before we get too carried away with that, I want to get everything cleaned up because we had a lot of stuff, and there's still a good pile in there, and there's a lot of oak that's laying in their larger branches that would be good for firewood. So before we get too carried away with that, I cut up some of this pine, but then I left the rest of it because I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't cut it all up yet. So we're going to leave it there. And that's a brush pile too that we need to move. Get some more pine over here. And then, I don't know, these oak logs, what I'm going to do with those. I'm pretty sure those won't be boards. Like I said, I got two on the wood pile that are pretty nice for that. And then in the way of pine, this pine right here, that one goes all the way up. I think that one we're going to take as well, just because it's leaning, and if for some reason you get the wind the right way, I don't want this falling on our structure that we're going to have over here. So like this one too, probably that oak, but you know, those are all leaning the right way. This one, and these pine, I don't know, I talked to my cousin, he was cutting pine too, and he had all sorts of issues with it hanging up, and I said, well, that's because the pine grows so straight. I'm like, it's straight up and down, there's usually no lean, so you put your relief in there, you'll end up getting your saw cut or stuck. You always got to make sure you got wedges with you or something to kind of pull it straight. And this one's got kind of a lean that way, so we definitely would do the same as last time and tie it off and pull it to probably one of those oak stumps over there. I'm not too worried about that going the wrong way. But I know this pine here would definitely be made into boards. So we could cut that into, I think I'm going to try 12-foot sections instead of 10. I'll take the ramp off the utility trailer and throw 12s on there instead. And see if that's better. I don't know what the longer length would be for, but whatever. If they want longer lengths, that's what I can do. So other than that, I think I'm going to get that taken off, and I'm going to start mowing the grass in front. But for now, that's going to be it.